What's up, weirdos? Good morning. Good morning. All right, so we got a another Spaces that took place, I believe, yesterday. Yesterday for Zebec Network, the payroll of the future. So we're going to drop right into it here, guys. For those of you who are not on X and have not had the opportunity to listen to it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get it playing, and yeah, enjoy the ride, guys. I will be back for a live stream this around 1 p.m. Central. And yeah, so listen up, guys. Big things going on here. Quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self Custody Wallet. Get yourselves one today, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. Use our link down below. Get a fantastic deal. All right, enjoy the ride, my friends.
What up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Early in the morning out here in Eastern time, so appreciate everybody that's showing up. It's being recorded as well, so if you guys can't make it or gotta leave early or whatever the case may be, you guys will be able to listen to it after, and feel free to share it. But today we got a special AMA for everybody. We do these on a bi-weekly basis, and we want to obviously keep the roll going. So we got Ben, our usual co-host, and obviously Simon, our COO. So Ben, what's going on, man?
Hey man, how are you?
Pretty good. It's sunny in Puerto Rico, so that's
very nice.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful part of the world. Well, it's not quite so sunny here, but the energy is high. I am very, very excited for this show today. Been chatting in the background with Simon, and he's got some really exciting information. And I guess, we hang around in these spaces a lot, and we join these projects a lot, and we're surfing around in Telegram and Discord, and we're involved in numerous projects, and I speak for all of us here, and it's just really, really refreshing when you get to speak to Simon and the Zebec team, to see how real world use of crypto infrastructure is finally starting to feed its way into the conversation, and I think Zebec are right at the front of that. So looking forward to that today. Simon, how are you, man? Do we have a Simon?
Yeah, Simon, I don't think we can hear you. Yeah.
Best thing to do, Simon, is drop down. Oh, got you now. Yes.
Oh, well, Ben, thank you for the intro. I have to say this is a space that is long overdue. I mean, this is something that we should have done a long time ago. But Zebec has been active and building in the payroll space now for 4 years. And this is really our first payroll-focused ecosystem spaces. So I'm more than excited to be on today to tell the story.
Awesome. Well, look, I mean, we've still got people filing in, but why don't we just kick it off? I think just with a bit of an opening discussion. Let's just have a chat.
A 30-minute spaces today, so we have a lot to get through, and we have some
that
will be joining.
Well, look, so crypto meets payroll. I love the idea of this. I love, as I was saying beforehand, I love the idea of like real world crypto utility, beyond just ideas, but now we're talking real infrastructure serving real businesses and real people who are going about their day and their work. Maybe give us a little bit of a background, just so we can bring everyone up to date with what we're going to be covering today, and then we can move it from there.
Absolutely. So, as I'm sure our community knows by now, Zebec was founded 4 years ago as the first decentralized payroll protocol, right? We launched on Solana. And what we did is we built a revolutionary technology that would allow users to be paid in any increment around the world, primarily in stablecoins. And that was our core product at the genesis of this company. And for us, it was always a question of how we could scale this product. Given that payroll is such an entrenched and sticky product, when you think about it, how often do companies change their payroll system, right? This is a multi-year process. So for us to turbocharge this growth, we looked at M&A. And M&A has been core to our success as a company over these past couple of years.
I love that. Sorry, I was on mute. So mergers and acquisitions, we're talking about bringing, another company into the Zebec ecosystem. And, this is, I mean, to be frank, it's incredible that during, a very, very dark and sometimes quite miserable bear market, Zebec quietly went about its business of acquiring and integrating a US payroll processor, and has now been evolving that into the business and coming up with additional products that it can provide to its existing user base. So maybe give us a little bit more background on that, and also why is now like the right moment to go public with this story?
I mean, it's a good point because we did all of this very quietly through the depths of the bear market. Of course, crypto was not in vogue, right, in 2023, and there was a lot of restrictions around crypto companies even having bank accounts in the US. So we managed to pull off multiple acquisitions of US payment processors and payroll companies, all under Zebec entities. And we did this quietly because we didn't want to have the attention at the time. We wanted to make sure that this worked and we could actually integrate them with the Zebec payroll tools that we had. And now, fast forward 2 years, we're seeing the metrics, we're seeing the KPIs. I mean, we put out a monthly report every month to our community. They can see the growth and they can see that this M&A strategy is working. So now is really the time to open the curtains and share with the community what we've been building at PGP and at Zebec over these past years. So for the community to understand better, PGP, Payroll Growth Partners, it is a Zebec entity. It's a subsidiary of Zebec, and this has been our active acquisition entity. And it's been active in the US. We've made 3 acquisitions now to date. Paybridge was our very first acquisition. This was a payroll company that is based in Ohio. They pay over 10,000 people in the US. They have over 200 corporate clients. The CEO and founder of Paybridge will be joining us on the Spaces very soon to talk a little bit more about his business and how Zebec has changed his customer experience.
Incredible, and I love the fact that we're going to bring the founder and CEO of the business that was acquired up. It's awesome that you have that kind of relationship, and I'm really interested to hear their perspective on it. Simon, why payroll though? What's the importance of that to you guys, and what do you think the larger opportunity is with payroll as a sector, and the guide rails and the infrastructure of crypto?
Well, you need to remember, payroll is a massive, right? Everyone that works globally is part of the payroll economy. We're looking at 500 billion as the industry size in the US. And this is an industry that has largely gone unchanged for the past 75 years. From the beginning of the Swift banking system in the 1950s, you look at payroll as a bi-weekly or monthly process that is run on banking rails, meaning that companies need to fund their payroll on Wednesday. The employees will get paid on Friday. Employees are paid typically 2 to 4 weeks after actually completing the work. So it's a very old and antiquated system that was disrupted, that was ripe for change. Now, change has only been able to come in recent years with the advent of blockchain technology and the ability to pay people in faster increments of time at much lower transaction costs and higher speeds. That is what Zebec pioneered on the Solana blockchain back in 2022. We have been perfecting this product and commercializing this product now for the past 3 years. And now is really the time that we're finally starting to see good levels of adoption across our portfolio into crypto and stablecoin based payroll.
Awesome. And makes total sense, right? If you're talking about infrastructure and you're also talking about bringing users into the Zebec ecosystem, why not provide a better product in terms of infrastructure with a payroll product, and also onboard a whole load of additional users to things that you're working with? I think that's such a very, very clever, shrewd move, man. Very, very shrewd.
That's something that's easy to do, right? Because when you think about it, selling payroll on an organic basis, it takes a lot of time, right? Long sales cycles, very sticky client base. So M&A for us was a hack. We acquired a captive customer base where we could then slowly introduce our products and really see what sticks and see what doesn't. And we saw a lot, over our different client profiles and consumer profiles, that certain industries value the Zebec cards, right? They want the pay cards. Other industries really value the real-time payroll and getting paid a couple days early. So for example, healthcare industries where people are working in shifts, being able to tell them that, hey, you get paid every day at the end of your shift, it's a game changer, and employers are able to use this as a recruiting and a retention tool, to tell that their employees have these benefits of working for them.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And so, we're talking deepest, darkest bear market, a time when, the administration in the States, for example, was absolutely not crypto positive. And there were lots of subpoenas and investigations happening with the SEC and all of those kind of things going on at the same time. Can you shed a bit of light on, how a company that is effectively rooted in crypto infrastructure goes about acquiring a business like Paybridge?
Well, a lot of it comes back to our partners at Zebec. And I would bring kind of Circle to the forefront. So Circle was an early investor in Zebec, and they at the beginning provided a lot of the functionality for us to move between crypto and fiat rails. They were instrumental in the infrastructure for our first acquisition. And going back to your point about the depths of the bear market, we completed our acquisition of Paybridge in March 2023. And for those who remember, that was a very dark time in crypto history, as the USDC stablecoin momentarily lost its peg, right, in light of the Silicon Valley Bank drama. And of course, many crypto businesses at that time were losing their bank accounts. So thanks to our healthy relationship with Circle, as well as our relationship with some US banks, including JP Morgan Chase, we were able to complete multiple acquisitions, starting with Paybridge in March 2023.
Awesome. And so what's that been like then in terms of integration into the Zebec ecosystem? You've got fiat and crypto rails. You need to remain compliant. What's it like building infrastructure in that kind of that world where existing finance and crypto enabled finance are kind of meeting one another? And what's the long-term roadmap when that happens?
Well, it definitely was a challenge, to say the least. We focus on specific payroll softwares that we plug into. So our first acquisition of Paybridge was an Assure software. So Assure is one of the larger HCM payroll softwares in the States. We built an integration there that plugged into the Paybridge system. That means that employees could see kind of their fiat payroll, their withholdings and deductions, as well as the opportunity to take a portion of that paycheck in stablecoin. From there, we integrated the Zebec cards, which initially started as a pay card, where employees could take a percentage of their paycheck on the MasterCard. Then it became really a crypto card as well, where employees could take some of the crypto payroll, move it back and forth between the cards seamlessly, send those cards to friends and family globally. So there was the remittance angle there. So it really kind of just started to grow from there. And then, of course, our WageLink app, which came out last year as well, served as an early wage access app where employees could receive their paycheck up to 5 days early if they were receiving fiat payroll. And then if they were doing crypto payroll, they could, of course, receive it every single day that they worked. So we're really excited with this ecosystem we built. We're seeing the metrics improve month over month. The adoption rates are going higher, and not just really with Gen Zs, because initially we thought it was the under 30 demographic that would be opting into this, but we've seen a lot of success with the cards across age groups and across industries. So that makes us realize that what we're building here is really not just for crypto native people, it's for anybody that wants a better payroll experience and wants to have more control over their money. Because when you think about the other options here, if you don't have your payroll on time, you're looking at payday lenders where you're paying very, very high interest rates. And you're looking at other money, early pay providers, right, which are charging exorbitant fees. So Zebec's mission from the beginning was all about financial inclusivity, financial freedom, and financial fairness. And our products deliver on all three.
That's really poignant and pertinent as well to my next point. And when I come on and I co-host with platforms and builders in the Web3 space. I don't like to talk about other tokens, but I'm gonna just draw a little comparison here, because obviously what you're talking about here in terms of like enabling financial freedom, enabling, you know, people of all ages to be able to access finance earlier than, you know, than they would have received it beforehand, thinking about like cross-border payments and all of those kind of things. It feels very, very similar to Ripple and XRP and what's going on there. But of course, like, you know, there's a lot that's being built there in terms of a community and the infrastructure, but that feels like it's all very like, hey, we're building this now for tomorrow. Whereas what's going on here with Zebec is like, this is happening right now. Like, people are genuinely being able to use your tools, use your products, and access their finances like in a very, very different way today. And you are testing and you are learning, and you're doing this with enterprise clients, and, you know, you've got all kinds of tools and things like that. And, you know, there's a real difference in terms of, you know, the market the market cap, for example, of like XRP and Zebec, for example. Like, do you think I'm crazy making a comparison like that?
I mean, look, you're not the first one to make it, but I think this really goes back to our mindset as a company. And we are an execution first company, right? We do not make big promises to the market until we can prove that they work first. That's why our M&A strategy was under wraps for the past 2 years, because we wanted to make sure that we could integrate these clients and we could deliver before sharing with the market. So yes, there's a lot of similarities, I think, with other payment tokens out there. But I don't think that any of those other payment tokens have done the same level of user adoption that Zebec has. And now is really our time to finally start telling our story to the market.
I'm really looking forward to hearing more of that story. Also, the story of people who are using it. And I think later on in this show, we're going to try and bring some people up, I think, and see if they've got like a lived experience of actually using the tools that we're talking about here. Before we get to that, though, great opportunity for us to actually speak to Tony from Paybridge. So he's founder and CEO. Help me with his surname, Simon, because I can't.
Is on the spaces today. Welcome, Tony, if you're here.
Thank you.
Hey, Tony, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I really appreciate you coming up and joining us today. We've just been talking about, you know, Zebec and the mergers and acquisitions strategy, and how Paybridge, you know, came part of the Zebec ecosystem. And I wondered if I could just ask you a few questions about that.
Sure, 100%.
Nice one. Okay, well, look, before we get going, be great to kind of just, you know, understand a bit more about how long you've been at Paybridge and like when you founded it.
Yep. Paybridge was actually founded in 2008. So I've been there approximately 15 years, and I've been in the payroll space about 25 or 30 years myself professionally.
I love that. And what makes Paybridge unique in the US payroll sector?
Yeah. So, you know, we found a good niche market. We became a leader in the charter school space. Charter schools are big in the US. And we also did an acquisition in December of 23 of school payroll services to further market our presence and solidify ourselves as, you know, the leading payroll provider for charter schools. A little bit more about Paybridge. We have about 225 clients. We serve, again, as Simon said earlier, about 10,000 employees. We have a very high retention rate with our clients because we offer a personalized customer service. Each of our clients has a person they either can email or talk to on a daily basis, so they're not calling into an 800 number, because we like to maintain that small town Midwest feel for our clients.
That's lovely. And I think really important too, right? When people are talking about their finance and stuff, it's a really nice touch to have that kind of that personal interaction with people. I really like that. So, you know, when you're talking about that small town Midwest kind of approach, and then suddenly there's this partnership with Zebec and PGP, like, why did you decide to make that move and partner with Zebec?
Yeah. So again, one of the things when you have a payroll company like mine, we were getting calls every day or emails from different private equity groups about making an acquisition. And I was introduced to Zebec through a consultant. And really what stood out to me is their mission to redefine the payroll industry. You know, really resonated with me. The ability to provide a better use experience for our clients and for our payroll users.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think it's it's really incredible that you kind of like looked forward like that. I think that's a credit to you.
Yeah, and really, as Simon said earlier, we did the acquisition of March of 23.
Yeah.
It's been really a good for me personally and professionally, and also for my employees and our clients too. Also,
Yeah, well, tell me a bit about that then. So, since partnering with Zebec and PGP, what have they done for your clients and the employees that you serve, and how have they enhanced that user experience?
yeah, the first thing was that we rolled out the pay cards to our employees. Probably 30% of our employees are hourly, and they were getting paid checks. The ability to give them a pay card enhances their experience. They don't have to go to the bank. They can just use an ATM to cash their check. And also, it's a really good experience for our clients, our users, because they don't have to reconcile their bank account when they use checks. It just makes life a lot simpler for them. The other thing, again, they provided was, the EWA, the payment system. So again, a lot of hourly employees like to get paid early, so they use, the payday lenders, which some of them have an APR of like 200%. So no, now we can use, Zebec Rails for real-time payroll. Where they get paid early through a wage link, or using Zebec through crypto, where they can get their earnings through stables in real time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I believe, I also believe that the blockchain technology will become the future of payroll. So, we introduced this payroll option to our users, and we've introduced it to them so they can become familiar with the crypto and the blockchain.
Oh, that's awesome. So, like, well, that leads on nicely to my last question, which is like, you say you founded this business 15 years ago. Well, what's the evolution of the payroll industry like been in the last, say, decade? And then and it sounds like you're very you're positive about the outlook with crypto. What do you think will define the next 10 years?
Yeah. Well, the thing about payroll really hasn't changed in 70 years, right? The way people process payroll today is, they use the old ADP system. It's basic, they've used that for years. It's kind of the same system, is where they essentially, employees get paid either weekly or every 2 weeks, so it's pretty much a standard operation. The industry is now, it's ripe for some disruption. The younger generation is hungry to get more innovative payroll solutions and processes. They don't want their payroll fund to be held hostages for 2 weeks. They want to get the money as soon as they can get it. The solution for this issue is the crypto blockchain. It is the only real feasible solution to make this work, given the limitations of our traditional banking rails. With lower fees, faster settlement times, faster processing, and cross-border payments. It just makes it more convenient and easy for the younger generation.
Tony, I love that, and I power to you, man, for taking a business that you had been running for a significant period of time and really looking forward. I think that's absolutely amazing. Simon, do you want to add anything to that?
I mean, the partnership with Tony has been greater than any of us could have ever have imagined. I mean, Paybridge has been the perfect fit for the Zebec ecosystem. Our first acquisition, of course, we took a risk on it. We're the first time a crypto company has bought a real-world payroll company in the US. But as we said, it's kind of been the first of many acquisitions. It's proven our product market fit. It's proven our thesis. And from there, we've gone on to acquire 2 additional businesses, as Tony mentioned, with SBS. We are now one of the largest payroll providers of charter schools in the US, which is such a great vertical because we're paying teachers, and teachers are then explaining these concepts to the next generation, to their students. So it's building the cycle, it's strengthening the ecosystem, and there's a lot more to come from here.
Absolutely fantastic. Excuse me, just clearing my throat there. Sorry about that. Thanks for going through that with me, Tony. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, and yeah, thanks for giving up your time.
Thank you.
Simon, okay, well, look, we've got just over 5 minutes left. I think great opportunity for us. I know in the background the team have been bringing up a few accounts, so we've got some people. I know we asked the community for a bit of like maybe their perception of this, having perhaps used the payroll system and some Zebec products.
Definitely, we have listeners in the audience today, both Zebec token holders, Zebec users. We would love to hear their experiences with Zebec products, and if they have any questions, we'll open up the floor.
Love that. Okay, why don't we go with, so I've got two people, I think, coming up. So I've got Brittany, I think. Brittany, you there?
Brittany?
Hello. Oh, hey, Brittany, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Ah, there you are. I can hear you now. Yeah, very good, thank you. So you, well, why don't you maybe give us a little bit of context about like how you've been using the system and what that's meant to you?
Absolutely. So I live in South Carolina and I'm a nurse here. And I've been using the Zebec payroll system for quite a while. Before my employer added this benefit, I was having to resort to payday loans just to make it kind of paycheck to paycheck, and I was paying the 80 to 100% APR. And now that I have the opportunity to get access to my real life funds each and every day, I've been able to drop the habit of payday loans, get those paid off, and start saving money that I was previously paying for all of those fees. And you know, we see this a lot in the industry, so it's definitely been a blessing for us.
I love that. That's fantastic. Simon, is there anything you wanted to cover on that point?
I mean, it feels great really being able to see this payday loan industry slowly get crushed, because at the end of the day, they're taking advantage of working Americans, which is not okay.
Yeah, totally agree. Brittany, thank you so much for coming up. It's really lovely to hear that. I'm so pleased that you are having a positive experience like that.
Absolutely.
Nice one. Thank you so much. Right. Now, if I'm right, because I know we were speaking to people to see if they wanted to come up. I think we've got someone called Randall. Is that Randall? Is that you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, how you doing? I love your PFP, by the way, as well. Pacino rocks.
Yeah, my name is Randall Carter, and I'm a long haul trucker out of
Oh,
Toledo,
nice.
Ohio.
Hey,
Yeah,
how you doing?
so good. For years I had to take out payday loans just to make like ends meet between paychecks. Sometimes paying 200% interest. I had to wait 2 weeks for my employees to get paid, and it was hard to cover like bills and surprise expenses. But ever since I started using Zebec, I get paid after every shift, and I haven't touched a payday loan since. And I feel like I'm in control of my own money now using Zebec.
Absolutely love that, and I think, you know, Simon, this is testament to what you were saying earlier, right? Like financial freedom and being in charge of your own expenses, your own finance. Like it goes a long way, right? To be able to create tools like this, and then to hear people talk about how they use them. That's awesome.
It's a great to see it, and I mean, as in the trucking business, of course, there's a lot of use of pay cards when you think about it, right? Being able to pay expenses when you're on the road, cover your gas costs. So the Zebec cards for the trucking industry are much more than just getting your salary, right? It's about managing the cost of delivering the service.
Yeah, I love that. Randall, thanks for coming up, man. I really appreciate you taking your time there.
Yeah, no problem.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have we got anyone else, guys? I'm not sure if we have anyone else that's due to come up. I mean, it's pretty good timing. If not,
We have a couple minutes left, so let's open up the floor to others.
Yeah. Anyone else want to maybe raise a hand and
Yeah,
let us know?
I got a few requests. So Tim Golf Meta, I'm a juicer. One sec. Hey Tim, are you there?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hey Tim, how are you, man?
Doing good. I'm just about to drop my son off at school, and I was actually excited to see you guys hosting a space, because I've been a firm believer in your guys' cryptocurrency for a while now, just like the whole credit card payment usage and whatnot. And I've been trying to tell people to get on board, but I guess they'll probably FOMO in when it starts to really take off. So
yeah,
that's kind of how it goes. But I was trying to sign up for that card, but I just wanted to get a little more information about it.
Are you talking about our newest product, the Zebec Carbon Card?
What's that?
Are you talking about our newest product, the Zebec Carbon Card?
Yeah.
Well,
Simon, can you hear that? Yeah. Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Before we get into technicals on your specific case, I think we'll point you to some of our how-to materials, which we'll share later on Telegram or Twitter. But the Carbon Card is a great product. It's a game-changing product. 10K a day in spend, no fees, no KYC. So we highly recommend everyone checking that out, and it's available in over 100 countries.
Thank you, Simon, for jumping in with that. I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Let's try to get into one.
Where can people find the the technical information about it, just to be able to
go to our website, card.zebec.io. All the information's there. Check our Twitter. We regularly post how-to videos. And if anyone in the audience is going to be in New York City for the Solana Accelerate conference, please stop by the new Solana Spaces store on Delancey Street. We will have representatives from Zebec there to sign you up for Zebec cards and even give away preloaded Zebec cards. So it's going to be a great.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Ben, just to hop in real quick, the space is going to be live, I think, on May 19th. It's when it's opening. We are actually going to be hopping on the Solana Spaces store AMA or Spaces that they're going to be doing tomorrow.
Yep.
If you guys want to hop on, tomorrow on that, we'll do an announcement as well. So
fantastic.
Yep.
Thanks for that. Okay. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. I hope that gives you the information you need.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Nice one. Well, thank you for coming up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do we want to bring up one more?
Let's do one more, and then we wrap. So who is the next audience member with a question or comment?
All right, XRP Panama.
Love that. Hey, XRP Panama, how you doing? Hello there.
All right, I don't think he's
No.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. How you doing?
Good. First of all, I want to thank you guys for putting this thing together. Learned so much. Been tracking you guys for a while. Seems like it's the real deal. And my question is this: as we're trying to grow on both sides of the aisle, I'm going to surprise you with this one. How do we possibly join your team? Is there a link or something that you guys looking to grow? Obviously, the client base, but people like myself, when we see a project, obviously, I am still really big and love XRP, but it's not all about just one chain. And I love what you guys are doing, and especially with the whole blockchain and incorporating this all together. I'd love and I'll just bow out if there's some opportunities to work with you guys. I'm probably not the only one on this call that's thinking the same thing. Maybe
I love that, man.
Maybe you could speak to a little bit about that, because that also speaks to growth, because the more people you have working with you, the faster things grow. So that was just my comment and sort of question. Thank you.
First of all, we really appreciate the interest. It means a lot. I'd say we have a global workforce of around 50 around the world. We have a lot of members in the US, as well as abroad. As we mentioned in this call, we have our payroll businesses in the US, which in turn employ additional people. So if you're interested in working with us, please reach out to us on Twitter or Telegram, and our HR department will see if there's a role that we could slot you in. Because we definitely are always looking to hire great candidates. And on the client side, if you have any companies out there that would benefit from Zebec's payroll tools, send them our way, and we'd happily onboard them.
A quick question. Are you guys with the gyms? Are y'all working with any of the big chains? Because I got a friend that's a proprietor over 20 stores with right now the name slips my mind because there's so many of them. Are you guys working with any gyms?
We have a number of gym clients. Send them our way. I'm sure that there's a solution that they could use.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice one. Putting him to work straight away, Simon. I love that.
You haven't
I'm
strong
that guy
community
that's
like
been
us.
sending y'all
The
emails.
product sells itself.
Yeah, absolutely. XRP Panama, thank you so much for coming up. Appreciate that. Okay, well, look, that was we were never going to get it in 30 minutes, but that feels like a nice point to stop at. Simon, I really, really appreciate you taking the time today to chat with me. This has been super interesting. Absolutely love where you're going with it. Think it's a really, really interesting perspective, and also like just very, very bold to go out there during a bear market and acquire a business like that, and now obviously super, super smart given the number of people that you're able to bring into your ecosystem and the different products that you're able to test and learn with. So really, really, really great stuff. Thanks so much for coming up and joining today.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Simon,
This was
still there.
Spaces again. Look out for another one in the next 2 weeks. We are trying to do spaces more regularly to keep our community abreast on all the exciting developments at Zebec. So we'll be making an announcement soon as to our next topic. But I hope everyone today learned a little bit more about what we're doing in the payroll space, how M&A fits into Zebec's broader vision for reshaping the financial ecosystem. Ben, thank you as always for being such a great host. Thank you, JJ, for
no worries, man. My pleasure, honestly.
And until the next one.
Yeah, great stuff.
Before we close, Ben, XRP Panama and anybody that has any people that want to apply some of our tools, feel free to email support@zebec.io and I can get you guys back through there just so it's easy.
Love that. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, love it. Thank you very much for joining. To the audience here today, really, really appreciate you all. To those who came up and spoke, brilliant. Tony, it was really great.
Amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. They keep dropping such phenomenal alpha. It's absolutely awesome, and they're going to be doing it more often. That's crazy. So quick look at Bitcoin before we go. I know you guys have been sitting there for a bit. We broke through the sell wall right down here at $98,000. We're sitting at $100,847 right now. We got as high as about $101,565. Where will we close this daily candle, guys? Will we close it above $100,000? Let's freaking go. I told you guys we would be up here inside this golden pocket before the end of the month, and we are almost there. So, as always, guys, make sure you check out the Patreon. We just dropped a gem 3 days ago. We dropped another one I started getting into just last night, and I have another small cap gem that I'm dropping in the Patreon this week. So, come on over, guys. Get in early on these projects. I'm very excited about it. We've got fantastic narratives like decentralized finance. These projects have amazing tokenomics, nice small micro cap gems. You want to get in early on these plays, guys? Listen, we've helped 30 people hit 7-figure portfolios in this just since January of this year because we're getting in early on these projects, guys, right? So let's help you be next, guys. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.